Good morning, this is Nuciference. Today, we'll take a look at all the native fishes which me and Felix saw in Kurla Fish Market. Special thanks to Arvind Manoj for hiding them. The order of the fishes in this video is roughly based on their size, that is, from small to large, and by the type of water they live in. Disclaimer please. Even though all these fishes are from India, you can't release them in your local water bodies. If you can't keep them, give it back to the shopkeepers. But it's better if you remember to always do proper research before buying any living organism. Also, it's important to note that the water type given in the video is not binding and it depends on the environment the fish was raised in. So, let's begin with the most popular Indian fish in the hobby. Meet Miss Kerala with a moustache, also called the Denisoni barb. Miss Kerala here is endemic to, of course, Kerala. Barbs are named for the barbels which are seen around their mouth, as you can see in this little miss. The barb genus belongs to the family of carps, which is the most diverse fish family in the world. In fact, they are the most abundant vertebrate family with about 3,160 species all around the world. Yes, this video will be filled with such random facts. According to the old guy studying Indian fishes, India should be called the land of barbs. You will see why. Also, with regards to this miss, that's a huge scandal around her. Stick around to find out. You don't want your hands to be red with this one. Next comes my favorite Indian nanofish, the scarlet buddies. Scarlet buddies are among the smallest percoid fish species. Although their name rhymes with one of the most cherished dog movies, they belong to the same order of fishes called as Anabantiformes, to which gouramis snakeheads also belong to. So it's no wonder that these tiny and delicate fishes are deadly predators. Well, a micro predator at least. Well, females of this species are not sold intentionally, maybe to restrict breeding or maybe because they are unattractive, as they are not as brightly colored as their male counterpart. This fish is found in tributaries of the Brahmaputra river. So if you want to replicate a northeastern India kind of bite-off and you're running short of space, this is what you go for. Going on, here is one fish everyone in the hobby has kept at least once in their life, the dwarf gourami. Male dwarf gouramis in the wild have diagonal stripes of alternating blue and red colors, females being a silvery color. Over the years, breeders have created different color mobs of various shades of reds and blues. Closely related to the dwarf gourami is the honey gourami. Both are pretty common in almost all aquariums around the world, as they readily breed and being air breathers are easy to maintain. This fancy gentleman here is the Bengal owl, belonging to the family Botidae. They are found in the Brahmaputra and Ganges basins. Botia dario is a good fish if you have lots of snails in your aquarium and you want to get rid of them. Although it may not resemble a typical carp, Botias do come under the order of Cypriniformes and hence are related to barbs, gobies, loaches and minnows. This, my friends, here is what we either might be the hara hara or some species from the genus Sodalogobia. You can see why it's so hard to hide them. If this is Sodalogobia shawi, then it is found in the waters of Darjeeling, Siliguri, Terai and Sikkim. These catfishes' full-time job is to pretend to be dead sticks away. They look really cool in that camo outfit. I believe these guys are caught from the wild. Which reminds me to speak a few words on laws regarding freshwater fishes in India. Here's a simple flowchart. The Indian Fisheries Act 1897 by the British is surprisingly well written, as you can see here. This act functions as a supplementary law and that the specific provinces of the British Raj have their own local laws from Punjab, Assam to Nilgiris. This act is particularly revolutionary because it's considered the mother of all acts related to fisheries in India, both marine and freshwater. In fact, no other modern fisheries act in India deals with freshwater fishery as much this one does. And the punishments for using dynamite is surprisingly severe and has managed to beat inflation for more than 100 years or so. 200 rupees is a lot of money even now. The fine for animal cruelty is as low as 10 rupees in 2024. So the laws are pretty good, and it must have been really effective if it was implemented properly. After this comes the Marine Fishing Regulations Act, and then comes the Maritime Zones of India, Regulations of Fishing by Foreign Vessels, 1981. As you can guess by the name, both deal with saltwater and brackish zones. The Environment Protection Act 1986 and Biological Diversity Act 2002, both again skip over riverine fishes. This is nothing new, as there has been many debates on whether we should consider fishes as wildlife or as resource. Miss Kerala was included in Schedule 1 as a protected fish species on 2021, but was withdrawn. We'll see the full story later on. Manipur Osteibrahma, another freshwater species, is also listed along with the myth. It is locally extinct in Manipur in the wild and survives in a few hatcheries and fish farms. All the states in India have acts which regulate marine fishing only. Some states might have some rules regarding freshwater fishes in hatcheries, etc., but nothing for the wild ones. Among Asian countries, India possesses the maximum number of endemic freshwater fin fish species, that is 27.8%, followed by China, Indonesia, and Myanmar. But laws regarding fishes in India are relatively lax and non-existent for freshwater fishes. Freshwater habitats are the primary sufferers of major pollution and are also the most exploited. Rivers are dammed unnecessarily to provide drinking water for metropolitan cities. For example, Mumbai has 7 dams surrounding it, and more are planned when it's not even needed. I'll put the link of an article I wrote on these needless dams in the description. That's a teaser video to go along with it. For most humans, freshwater is for good shower time. For fishes, it's their only home. Well, that's enough, I guess. Let's continue with the fishes. As I told you, India is often called the land of barb by the old men. Here's one. Isn't it pretty? Meet Dawkinsia filamentosa. Its generic name Dawkinsia is named after the British evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins. Filamentosa is Latin for filaments, referring to the long dorsal fin extensions which grow as the fish matures. They are commonly found in coastal floodplains of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Karnataka. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the most handsomest hairstyle you'll ever see any fish sport on its crown, or rather, here in this case on its dorsal fin, and an endemic resident of the only perennial river in Tamil Nadu, Tamarabarni R. This year, folks, is the Dawkinsia Tamarabarni. During the breeding season, the males grow this long, glorious, wavy dorsal fins. So gorgeous, just like my own luscious locks. Sorry for scaring you guys. Just wanted to promote myself. Now don't ask money for therapy and all that. I'm broke myself. Well, looking suspiciously similar to Dawkinsia Tamarabarni is its close relative, Dawkinsia rohani. Rohani is named after Rohan Pettiagoda in recognition for his work on freshwater fishes of India and Sri Lanka. Fun fact, the old name for Sri Lanka is Tamarabarni. They look similar because they both are present only a few kilometers apart. Rohani is endemic to the Western Ghats and inhabits the hill streams of Kanyakumari district in Tamil Nadu. They all look quite similar and pretty, don't they? Well, it's time for the big boys now. This is Jordan's carp. Yep, another carp. They get pretty big and are fished for consumption. Ipsilobarbus is endemic to India, found in larger streams of southern Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Maharashtra. Wait a second, what is that? Looks so cool. What do we have here? It's a marshit, not something you see every day. It is quite a rare fish and grows huge. Mahashir is a common name used for the genera Tor, also in the family Prinidae. Crab. Another carp. They are commercially important game fish and as well as highly esteemed food fish. In some places, Mahashir are protected due to religious reasons and are even called as Devachi Mas, meaning God's fish in Marathi. Many NGOs across India are working to conserve these beautiful fishes. Let's revise the fishes we have seen till now. Pause and check how many species you can identify. I hope you could identify most of them. Well, let's continue then. Gangetic leaf fish sires. Quite a curious one at that. They inhabit fresh and brackish water bodies across India. They are common in slow-moving or stagnant bodies of water, including ponds, lakes, ditches, and flooded fields. Their odd leaf-like appearance and unusual behavior, like seemingly intended to resemble a leaf innocently moving through the water, makes them interesting to look at. Oh, here is a Valagu, a pretty common commercially consumed fish, and of course threatened by overharvesting. Valagu is a freshwater catfish of the family Siluridae, native to South and Southeast Asia. It's found in two geographically disconnected regions. One population is in the Indian subcontinent and the other is in parts of Southeast Asia. This species can reach a length of 1.1 meter or 3 feet 7 inches. As you can see, this guy here was extremely shy and refused to grant us an audience. I think he believes in the trusty old method of, if I can't see them, they can't see me. Well, big guy, that's not very bright of you, is it? On the other hand, looking at this zigzag heels here, that Valagu doesn't seem so bad after all. These guys are native to the riverine systems of Indian subcontinent. As a nocturnal fish, they are very shy and they don't breed in captivity at all. And they grow pretty big. So think before you buy them. This disaster here is my most favorite freshwater fish, called the snakehead or chana. Sorry, I had to do that. Well, we couldn't ID none of these guys because of the poor video quality and health of these fishes. We had the time to shoot this one, and it's a spotted snakehead. All snakeheads are highly predatory, and the diet of the various species of chana include fish, amphibians, snakes, rodents, birds, and invertebrates like insects and crustaceans. Basically, basic fish rules regarding food is summed up in this motto, they follow, if it fits, I eats. Which begs the question of, do they also have another motto, which is the opposite of this, if it not fits, it shits. Maybe they might be having one. We'll never know. As far as I know, underwater acoustics is not that good for communication. If eating everything is not good enough, these monsters have a labyrinth organ, which allows them to breathe air for short periods, and they use this adaptation to travel across land in the event that their home becomes someone's shower time water. This particular chana here is suffering from a disease called columnaris. Columnaris is a bacterial infection which may be caused by poor water quality, inadequate diet, stress from handling and shipping, or high water temperature. That's very little hope left for this one. Killifish. They are one of the craftiest and awesomest fish you can come across. And if you have watched my previous video on Batsariva, I'll put the link in the description. You'll know that I really want them. Killifish are found mainly in freshwater or brackish waters all over India. On the opposite side of India also, that is the Americas, and even on far-off isolated islands. The famous devil's hole pupfish, Crypnodon diabolis, which is solely found from a single hole in Death Valley National Park, is an extreme example. This is because of the ability of their eggs, which can survive periods of partial dehydration, and in some species, the adults can themselves survive for weeks outside water. I had read an old report where it's hypothesized that their eggs might be able to hitchhike to new places by sticking onto the bodies of aquatic birds. These guys never cease to amaze me. I mean, having a third eye is awesome enough, but third wheeling in the underside of aquatic birds while yet inside the egg, that's like real dedication to survive. Many killifish are lavishly colored, and most species are easy to keep and breed in an aquarium. This specific fish here is called the striped panchax, and this is the yellow color morph known as the golden wonder killifish. These fishes are great jumpers and are very skittish. A firm cover and a layer of floating plants is best when keeping them. Next in the list is green pufferfish. Who doesn't know about pufferfishes? They are goofy, cute, blow up into a ball when threatened, extremely poisonous to consume. And look at this. How in hell is this even possible? All of the above facts are true for the green puffer also. Pufferfish also eat shellfishes and crabs using their sharp front beak, which is pretty cool when you look at it live. Again, if you have watched my previous video, you would have known that India is home to 3 species of cichlids, and that the green chromid is the largest among them. It is also delicious apparently. Curry mean, as it's called in Kerala, goes well along with tapioca. Hence it was declared as the state fish of Kerala in 2010. Well, I'm kidding. Yeah, it really is the state fish of Kerala, but I don't know whether it's because they taste delicious or not. Well, my fellow Malayalis' love for it didn't let them stop there. They went ahead and declared the following year as the year of curry mean, and celebrated by restaurants serving them with tapioca. I guess it's pretty obvious by now. Due to low number of production and high demand, the species have often been expensive to the public. But you can buy them in Kurla. For keeping them in aquarium, that is. This creepy fish you see here is the Beauty's goby, also aptly known as the crazy fish. They are demersal fish usually found near the muddy bottoms of lagoons, estuaries, and mangrove forests with abundant vegetation. They are known for their behavior of aligning their bodies against the nearest ventral surface, appearing horizontal, vertical, and even upside down, as you can see here. Very creepy, man. This is totally something that I'd do if I was a fish. They use this positioning to ambush prey, it seems. The bronze featherback, the sole member of Notopterus genus, is a fascinating fish often found in freshwater but sometimes ventures into brackish water. Young specimens sport a dark bronze color which lightens as they mature. This fish is closely related to the Chitala. Chital, I believe, is for the spots it sports. But Notopterus is smaller, almost half of Chitala. It is a popular commercial catch in Southeast Asia. Scatophagus argus, which means shit eater. Yeah, it means shit eater. Apparently named for its purported taste for human feces. Yeah, apart from the unfortunate name, they are cool because they can readily adapt to varying salinities. As fry, they live in freshwater environments, but as they mature, they move to saltwater. Scatophagus argus is fished for and eaten by some people from its original environment. Careful though, it can sting with small spikes in its anterior parts, inflicting a venom that causes great pain and dizziness, which I think we deserve for calling it a shit eater. Finally, the last fish in the list, Mono angel. Mono angel is native to Western Pacific and Indian Oceans, including the Persian Gulf, Red Sea, and associated estuaries such as the Mekong Delta. Due to its widespread distribution, it is highly tolerable to salinity changes, especially the juveniles. They are said to be territorial but are easy to rear in captivity. It is detritivore and planktivore. Basically, eats everything that fits in its mouth, most probably even shit. But see, it's called an angel. Cause it's subjectively a little more prettier than my man skater figures here. Don't cry, skater figures. This isn't the first time this world has judged the likes of us. We'll figure out a better name later. Let's end this video for now. When it comes to wild collector fishes for aquariums, there are several issues like they often carry parasites, posing a risk to other fishes in the tank, and are difficult to eradicate once introduced. Captive breeding programs are often challenging or sometimes impossible for certain wild collected fish species. This can lead to continued reliance on wild populations for the aquarium trade. For example, recently around 500 juvenile Channa Baka worth around 4.5 crores were rescued from smugglers in Assam last year. Lastly, the lack of protection. Only Channa Barca, the same species, and Golem snakehead are included in Schedule 2 of Wildlife Protection Act. All species of pipe fishes are included in Schedule 1, and this is according to the latest updated data. And Miss Kerala, the scandal, right? Yeah. As I mentioned earlier about getting your hands read by these adorable fishes. In spite of them being listed as endangered by local assessment reports, they were promoted as an export item by several government agencies. In 2007 and 8, it constituted about 60 to 65% of the total live ornamental fish exported from India, worth around US dollars 1.54 million. Yes, it was included in Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Amendment Bill 2021, but its inclusion was opposed on the ground that it is found in 11 rivers and the income from it acts as an incentive for fishermen to protect habitats, and hence its protected status was revoked. Cryptoglandis shaji, Horoglandis Abdul Kalami, Pangiobogia, and Enigma Channa Golem are the 4 freshwater fish from Kerala among the 36 species from India that were included for the first time in the IUCN's Red List, updated on December 11, 2023. Surprisingly, all are subterranean fishes. I had compiled a list of all subterranean, not all, almost of all subterranean fishes in India. I'll share the link in the description below. We'll speak about subterranean fishes in the upcoming videos. So that's it for today. Always be aware of these issues and check the sources of the fish before buying them. Thank you.